You're ready. All right, okay.
Welcome, everyone, to the October 31st meeting of the Delaware County Board of Commissioners. Would you please join me in reciting the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. This is our Halloween meeting. It's also my husband's birthday. Anyway, I am Barb Lewis, president. To my right is our vice president, Jeff Benton. To my left is our administrator, Tracy Davies, our deputy administrator, Don Houston, our clerks, Sarah DeNovo and Jennifer Walraven. We can begin.
Resolution number 22-934, in the matter of approving the electronic record of proceedings from regular meeting held October 27th, 2022.
So moved.
Second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 22-934. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill is absent today. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
We do not have any public comment today. That brings us to item number 3, resolution number 22-935, in the matter of approving purchase orders, then and now certificates and payments of warrants in batch number CM APR 1028.
So moved.
Second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 22-935. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 22-936, in the matter of approving a transfer of a liquor license request from KSM Columbus number 2 LLC to New Era Golf, Ohio BT Incorporated, and forwarding to the Ohio Division of Liquor Control with no objections and no request for a hearing.
So moved.
Second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 22-936. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 22-937, in the matter of approving a new liquor license request from RTR Resources LLC, doing business as Prime and Vine, and forwarding to the Ohio Division of Liquor Control with no objection and no request for a hearing.
So moved.
Second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 22-937. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 22-938, in the matter of accepting the treasurer's report for the month of September 2022.
So moved.
Second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 22-938. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 22-939, in the matter of approving a proclamation to honor our veterans by taking part in the Green Light Event Initiative during the month of November.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Julie Datko, Communications Coordinator. We have before you a proclamation to take part in the Green Light Event Initiative. We'll be putting green lights outside the front main entrance of the historic courthouse for the month of November. Green is recognized as the color of hope, renewal, and well-being. So by putting green lights outside of the historic courthouse, we can show gratitude not only to our veterans, but to current U.S. service members and their families as well.
Oh, thank you, Julie. And I believe our Veteran Service Director has a few words for us on this, too.
Yes,
Welcome.
Myself, being a Navy person, I would do blue rather than green, being surrounded by a bunch of Army downstairs. But, generally, green is, attributed to the military. But yeah, this is a nice gesture. And, the front of the courthouse is just a, beautiful place as far as, when we talk to veterans as far as how nice it is. I know we replace the flags out there, twice a year. And, people come by and see it all the time. And it's just, that I think the green light out there will, I think they'll take notice just because of the veterans community that take notice of the area out in front of this building.
Right. No, I think it's a great idea, and they'll wonder what it is, and then they can read about it, or we can explain it.
Yeah.
But thank you.
People also might think you're honoring golf because green is the golf color. And I have no problem with that. Honor our vets and honor golf. I think it's great. So anyway, no, great. I'm not familiar with this green light for vets.
It's a new thing.
So it is new.
I've
Okay.
heard of it this year as well.
Okay. Well, certainly glad to honor our vets. That's neat.
That's great.
Get a picture?
Can we vote
Are we going to
first?
vote first?
Vote on motion 22-939. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
All right, now you can take a picture.
All right.
Go ahead. I was going to take a photo.
Item number 8, resolution number 22-940, in the matter of approving a transfer of appropriations for the public defender.
So moved.
Second, discussion. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning. I have before you a resolution to transfer funds from two object lines, one compensation, the other being health insurance. I would like to transfer $20,000 from compensation into contracted professional services and $60,000 from health insurance to contracted professional services. Contracted professional services is the line that we pay our court-appointed counsel from. Right now, we're at 90, well, actually, at the newest report, we're at 100% of that, so we don't have any more funds in there to pay them. We do have extra funds in these two areas because of some turnover where we didn't have employees there. As it relates to health insurance, the prior public defender had requested an amount based on what he thought we would need. Some of those employees declined to take health insurance. Some of our employees have spouses who cover them, so there's extra funds there. We have calculated that by moving those funds, we should still have a small surplus, certainly enough to get us through the next 5 pay periods of this year. So,
Okay, and this is Carlos Crawford, our public defender, giving this report. Could you tell us a little bit about how the office is going, Carlos? And you do have a new public defender for the juvenile section, is that right?
correct. We've hired a new attorney for our youth services, which include primarily delinquency cases here in Delaware County. He seems to be well receptive. I got a comment about him last week that they really thought he was doing a good job. He really cares. Some consider him more of a social worker than an attorney, but that's what you need for youth, because they're not considered criminals. They can still be turned around at that point in time. And so, for instance, there is a child detained, and we weren't going to have to have a hearing. I think the child was detained around 10. The hearing wasn't going to be 3. He sat there for a couple hours so the youth wouldn't have to be in a holding cell, in a conference room, talk to the youth about school, some other thing for several hours. So, that's the type of passion we would like. We didn't ask him to do it. It was just something he thought would be good, to not have a juvenile inside of a holding cell for several hours, because that can have a lifelong impact. So things are going well there.
That's great, that's great. Giving them that counsel is extremely important, too.
Absolutely.
Any other questions?
Thank you,
Okay,
Carlos.
thank you very much, Carlos.
Thank
Great
you.
job.
Vote on motion. Vote on motion 22-940. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
No, item number 9, resolution number 22-941, in the matter of approving a supplemental appropriation for common pleas court.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kristen Schultz from the Common Pleas Court General Division. We're requesting this supplemental appropriation. We had an employee that will be retiring at the end of November after 32 years with the county. So we're very grateful for her service. We'll bring her here in a couple of weeks, but that is the reason for this supplemental request.
Okay, thank you. Vote, please.
Vote on motion 22-941. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution
Thank
number
you, Kristen.
22-942, in the matter of approving the third amendment to the contract between the Delaware County Board of Commissioners, the Delaware County Department of Job and Family Services, and Forensic Fluid Laboratories Incorporated for the purchase of drug screening laboratory services.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Bobby Anderson with Job and Family Services. We are adding an additional $8,000 for this contract to do drug screens with clients affiliated with our Children's Services Division.
Okay, vote please.
Vote on motion 22-942, Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Resolution number 22-943, in the matter of approving a memorandum of understanding between the Public Children's Services Association of Ohio and the Delaware County Board of Commissioners for Workforce Intervention.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
And this MOUs with PCSAO, they receive funding from ODGIFS, and each county is signing an MOU allowing us to draw down the funds.
Okay. Vote please.
Vote on motion 22-943, Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Vote.
Resolution number 22-944, in the matter of certification of delinquent accounts to the county auditor for accounts to be assessed to payable year 2023 taxes.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
Morning, Commissioners. Tiffany Mag, Director of Environmental Services. So this quarter, we certified 4.07% of our accounts, which is in line with what we have seen over the past couple years due to our increased efforts on notifying some of the delinquent customers, especially the e-bill customers, that they were delinquent, and we've been able to bring that down from 5% to about 4%.
All right. Vote please.
Vote on motion 22-944, Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Resolution number 22-945, in the matter of approving transfer of funds and a supplemental appropriation for the Regional Sewer District.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
So these are our transfers that we budgeted for 2022. We budgeted these at the end of last year. All of our revenue comes into our 662 fund, and then it's transferred to our O&M fund as well as our capital development project fund. So these transfers were based on what we plan to spend in 2022, and then we also base our 2023 budget off of these amounts as well.
Okay. Vote please.
Vote on motion 22-945, Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Resolution number 22-946, in the matter of approving lease and right of entry agreement with North Star Residential Development LLC for right of entry onto and temporary occupation of a portion of the property located at 2487 Wilson Road.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
So this is the last piece of our agreement with Nationwide when they built the North Star treatment plant. This is for them to build a lab. The lease gives them the right to come in, enter the lab, and construct the facility there. There's no cost to the county. I believe they have an estimate of about $300,000 of the cost that they're spending on this lab. And we're thinking that the likely timeframe would be March through June of 2023 for the construction duration.
Okay. Vote please.
Vote on motion 22-946, Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Have our monthly sewer update now. If I can push the right button. Sorry.
I'm glad it's you having the technical difficulty today.
There we go.
Usually it's me. Okay, so we had quite a few new plans and agreements and acceptances this month. The first one is Liberty Township Lift Station Abandonment. This is a pump station that has had some issues over the past several years, and Liberty Township is eliminating that and then connecting in with Gravity Service. They're also, I think, constructing a new building at that location as well, near the YMCA. Also, item number 4 is in that same area, Liberty Township Park. They're also doing a gravity extension there as well, 2 separate projects. And then also we have Berlin Farms, which it's up in, let's see, I believe, move up a little bit on the map, up here in Berlin Township. It's an MI project where they are, I think they're on Pyatt Road. Let me click on that. Yeah, it's at Berlin Station Road and Rollison Pyatt Road, right at the new roundabout there. And then also we have Green Meadows Drive. This is an 8-inch sewer. It actually is serving a new tennis facility just south of Home Road. And then Liberty Grand we always seem to have one of these on here every single month. MI is continuing along with Schottenstein's in that area. This is 28 multifamily buildings and 191 apartment units by Schottenstein's on this one. And then Ryan Creek, this is a Wilcox Communities development at Shanahan Road on 23. 158 units on this one. And then Smith Farm at Carpenter's Mill, this is a Pulte development. which is at Stites Road and Rutherford Road. 37 units in this Section 4. And then finally, Caliber Collision. This is a commercial development at Parkway Drive in 23, where it's just a short off-site sewer extension. So with that, I'll entertain any questions you might have.
No, you're busy, as
Yeah,
usual.
very busy.
Gosh.
Yeah, things don't seem to be slowing down, so that's certainly good for the sewer business.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much,
Tiffany.
Tiffany.
All right, item number 16, resolution number 22-947, in the matter of approving a transfer of appropriations, a transfer of funds, and a cash advance for Dell US 36-19.93 and Carter's Corner Intersection Improvement Project.
So moved.
Second discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Lee Bodnar, Administrator for the Engineers Office. For your consideration, this is the setup accounting for the use of federal grant funding that we received for the Carter's Corner Intersection Improvement Project. The project is currently under construction and should be completed within the next 30 days or less.
Okay. Yeah, there are backups.
Yeah, I've been through
I
it a
know.
bunch of times.
Yeah.
It's sad because we have a short window for construction, and because of that, people assume that, boy, everything's just being done at once, and the fact is, yes, it is, because we have a short construction season.
Yeah, right. Vote, please.
Vote on motion 22-947, Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Resolution number 22-948, in the matter of approving right-of-way work permit summary sheet.
So moved.
Second discussion.
Yes, Commissioners, for your consideration are 6 utility permits in the right-of-way with nothing out of the ordinary to share.
Okay. Vote, please.
Vote on motion 22-948, Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Resolution number 22-949, in the matter of establishing maintenance bond and returning the construction bond for North Star Goldwell, Section 2.
So moved.
Second discussion.
Yes, Commissioners, for your consideration, this is for roadway construction that leads to 71 buildable lots off of Wilson Road and North Galena Road in Berkshire Township, and is to establish the 1-year maintenance bond.
Okay. Vote, please.
Vote on motion 22-949, Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Resolution number 22-950, in the matter of approving amendment number 1 to the owner's agreement for Mauve Meadows.
So moved.
Second. Mauve
How do you say it?
Oh, my
Emily?
God.
It's
May.
May.
May,
And I did
sorry.
some looking, last time I
Oh,
was
my-
here, I was asked that,
I
and I
thought-
said
Oh,
Mauve,
is it?
and I was
Okay.
mistaken. It's May.
Oh, okay.
And for the record, Maeve is a female, Irish female name.
That's what I thought it was.
All right.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So for your,
Now I can vote
yes,
on
now
it,
to
yeah.
get back to business. This is to establish a construction bond for Maeve Meadows, which is a 35 buildable lot subdivision located at the intersection of Cheshire and Pyatt Road in Burlett Township.
Thank you. Vote, please.
Vote on motion 22-950, Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Resolution number 22-951, in the matter of approving owner's agreement for Liberty Grand Community Section 2, Hyatt's Crossing Drive, Phase 2.
So moved.
Second discussion.
For your consideration, this is for roadway construction improvements to a multi-phase subdivision located between Sites Road and Sawmill Parkway, and also between Hyatt's Road and Home Road. We would recommend your approval.
Okay. Vote, please.
Vote on motion 22-951, Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Resolution number 22-952, in the matter of accepting the roads, approving recommended speed limits, establishing stop conditions, and releasing the maintenance bond for Howard Farm, Section 1, Phase B.
So moved.
Second discussion.
For your consideration, this is to accept the following into the county's roadway system: an addition of .27 mile to Annabelle Way and the addition of .14 mile to Blanton Pass, and to establish the stop condition at the intersection of those two roadways.
Okay. Vote, please.
Vote on motion 22-952, Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Resolution number 22-953, in the matter of approving a professional services agreement with CESO Incorporated for general engineering services 2022-1.
So moved.
Second discussion.
Yes, Commissioners, for your consideration, this is to approve an agreement with CESCO for engineering services for development-related projects.
Have we been using them much in the past?
They have been used in the past. There is nothing specific that they'll be addressing through this agreement. It's to have them on call so that we can when we need.
Okay.
Okay, vote please.
Vote on motion 22-953, Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Lee.
Resolution number 22-954, in the matter of approving supplemental appropriations.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Karen First, Fiscal Manager. We are requesting your approval on this resolution so we can continue paying salary and benefits for some of the EMS staff, deputies, and the jail staff. And this is the 2021 revenue loss portion of the ARPA funding, and it's approximately $2.3 million. Be happy
Okay.
to answer any questions.
Vote please.
Vote on motion 22-954, Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis.
Aye. Thank you, Karen.
That brings us to administrator reports.
Good morning, Tracy Davies, County Administrator. Just wanted to thank Karen and the Auditor's Office for all of their work on the revenue loss for ARPA. It's been a lift to get all that money moved around, but we appreciate all their efforts. Also, the pre-hospital care board meeting, monthly meeting is tomorrow. Thank you.
And I have nothing to report.
Okay. Yes, thanks to Karen and you all. I know Eric was working on that too, and Tracy, Dawn.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, complex and
Gosh.
and evolving sort
It-
of instructions and directions.
Yes, it really is. They say one thing and
Yeah,
then
then
they
it
send
changes.
another final, and then they send another
Till
final.
the very
And
final.
you gotta have them.
Yeah. Just a few other things. EMS celebration on Thursday over lunch was fantastic. It was great. Brutus was a lot of fun.
He
We got our
was.
picture taken with Brutus, which was really neat. And again, just congratulations to our outstanding EMS team and leadership and so on. So it was great to have a little celebration there. It looked like a lot of county employees participated, so that was really neat to spread the word. Had SEPCO board meeting on Friday. Nothing really unusual out of it, although the one thing that did happen is Coshocton County has joined SEPCO. So we now have 45 counties in the consortium. So congratulations to Coshocton and SEPCO. Regional planning was Thursday evening. That was very busy, a lot going on, but most of it just pretty routine stuff. The demolition grants were officially approved for the land bank, and it was done through a press release, which is an unusual process to have your demolition, have something official like that done through a press release. But anyway, all of our demolition grants got approved. We'll schedule a land bank meeting in the very near future. And there are Diane Gunther from the city of Delaware and Dave Efland have taken the lead on this, and they've already met with the township, the villages, city leaders who are charged with implementing those grants, demolition projects in their communities. And they've laid out the process and everything. So everything looks good. Looks like it'll move along. Again, we got $500,000 and the project, the funding will demolish 6 properties in those 4 jurisdictions. It'd be very valuable to have happen, get rid of some blighted properties and make progress on economic development. So again, good news there. Tonight is Halloween, so hopefully everyone has a good time and is very safe and gets all the chocolate they can eat. So that's all I got.
Okay. And yes, the EMS
That was neat.
tribute was really great. And I know a lot of employees enjoyed it, and credit to our EMS department for their service. Stepping Up meeting was last week, and Cassie Neff just does a wonderful job with stepping up and helping those who really need help. We also had a quarterly community corrections meeting. A lot of different, as in Stepping Up too, there are so many different entities involved, faith-based, various people in corrections, our jail, Deanna Brandt from Mental Health and Recovery Board, and many other people attended both meetings, actually. They were very worthwhile. And we do have need for executive session.
We do. Resolution number 22-955, in the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of collective bargaining and confidential information related to economic development.
So moved.
Second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 22-955. Mr. Benton? Aye. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye, we are now